welcome to week 3 of the artist way. I think I'm wonky. Who cares? Okay, week 3. It is July 27th, 2026. Don't know why I have to say the year. I feel like I will remember the year. Okay, the theme of the title is recovering a sense of power. But like, you know, I don't know. I feel like I've been in my flop period. Last week, I feel like I was very much just not good at my things and also just very tired. I don't know what was in the air. I hope this week is better. But anyway, basically, she talked about some things. She was like, anger is good. I feel like I'm fine at expressing anger, or like I'm fine at expressing it in like a positive way. But also she was like, very much remember to reflect, because I love the thing of like when you're angry at something or jealous of something or like negative emotion towards something and you're like, fuck this, you just have to like reflect inwards and be like, yeah, but why am I feeling so negative? Like whenever I'm feeling sad, well no, whenever I'm feeling angry, I'm always like, actually I'm just sad. But anyway, mention anger. It's good for you. Being angry and mean to people, not good for you. Talking to yourself, good for you. I don't know, I'm just speaking like a caveman. Anyway, second one, synchronicities, which I love. Which, because I'm doing this, I can then be like looking back being like, what's this synchronicity? And I feel like I've come across a few, I've not noted them down yet. I would need to like solidify them in my brain, but I feel like I'm seeing the connections of my life and what I'm doing, and I like to see that. I feel like that makes me very happy, and it makes me feel like I'm on track to something, even though I just feel like, I don't know, doing this, I never feel like anything changes. But that's because I don't complete it, maybe. I need to stop being mean. I need to actually be very positive and nice. I just like synchronicities. It's just like luck, and I feel like I'm a very lucky person. I found a 4-leaf clover once, and it's in my little pot over there. Don't rob me. The other one was, and it kind of hit me a bit too hard, and that's why I think it's also put me in like a weird mood on this lovely Monday day, is shame and criticism. Because I was like, oh, maybe I just am very shameful and I have not realised, and that's why I'm not being good at doing my things. It's the thing, is I'm good at understanding criticism and knowing like I can listen to opinions but not take them to heart. But in doing that, she was like, yeah, but saying you don't care is not you dealing with anything. I was like, oh yeah, maybe that's my issue, because I'm the first one in line being like, yeah, I don't care. You're not in my life, why would I care what you say? Especially if it's like a criticism that like has nothing on it, and I'm just like, you're being mean, why do I care? And a lot of people do not like art people, so I'm like, okay, I have had a lot of that, of just opinions where I've just been like, who cares, does not matter. But maybe that's why, maybe that's like one of my big blocks. And I think I was like, I don't like this roast, because I was listening while doing my grocery shop, and I was like, oh, actually I'm gonna pause this and listen to my lovely tunes, because I cannot handle this right now. So anyway, it's kind of a thing of you learn to like numb the pain rather than confronting the pain. Hey TikTok, what's up? I love watching you. I think especially right now, I feel like I'm doing a lot of just distracting rather than anything else. From this, she then goes into the rules of criticism, which I love rules and lists, so I'm on board now. Okay, firstly, you need to receive the criticism all the way through. I didn't earlier because I paused, but anyway, and then you just have to get it over with. Then jot down notes on what concepts and phrases bothered you. Then jot down concepts and phrases that sound useful, because some criticism is genuinely useful, and I understand that, and I listen to those. But I'm very combative. I'm a fighter. Anyway, remember that even if you make a truly rotten piece of art, it may be a necessary stepping stone. Which I was like, I also need to remember that. I'm better at that now. In the past, I've been like, burn it to the ground. Anyway, okay, next is do something nurturing and remember past successes or positive feedback. I'll try to be doing this, because I think maybe I don't do the positive, I think I just spiral. Anyway, think whether the criticism is tapping into messages or wounds from childhood. Valid. And then, I love this, because also I think I just like the phrasing, but it was just get back on the horse and do something creative ASAP. Sign yourself up to a commitment. I never do this, but now I'm like, I will get back on the horse because I quite like horses. Basically, like, one of the final things she said in this chapter was that growth is not a consistent movement. And again, I had to pause because I was like, I'm getting mad at myself because I feel like I want progression, but that's not really how you do life and live. So I can't just keep making lists and being like, well, I have to be doing this consistently, because that's just a bad habit, I guess. And then there was a fun little task, which was like, what's the writing called where you just like write from your brain? I love doing that. I used to love doing that with poetry and stuff, but I stopped doing it. Don't know why. Don't know why I just had to roast myself then. But anyway, it was finished. There were 20 sentences. I'm gonna go through them because some of them are fun, some of them aren't. I think most of them are fun actually. Okay, my favourite childhood toy was either the really cute little dog called Eggnog. I don't remember where Eggnog came from, but like, she's just the rattiest little thing. And I also had a tatty teddy called Lolly, and I think we made an album together, me and my brother, featuring Lolly. There was also ice cream. I had a lot of toys. I had a lot of names. I think also maybe this is where it comes from, like, I get nicknamed a lot. Maybe it's because I don't know. There's a connection there. I'm rambling. Anyway, my favourite childhood game was Cluedo, because I love being a liar and I like mysteries. Okay, the best movie I saw as a child was Legend. It's either The Legend or Legend, but it like has a very cute unicorn in it, and that's when I was in my unicorn phase. And also it's a very pretty movie. I watched it in my adulthood like a few years ago. I'm bad at watching movies. But I was like, you know what? This is a banger movie. It kind of was like very much like esoteric, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's pretty and I liked it and I enjoyed it. Anyway, I don't do it much, but I enjoy reading. We all know this now. Okay, if I could lighten up a little, I'd let myself dance more. That's fun. If it weren't too late, I'd take pictures for the memories, because I feel like I love looking back at pictures. I don't take enough of them. Okay, my favourite musical instrument currently is a bass. I mean, yeah. Okay, the amount of money I let myself treat myself on entertainment, I wrote that quite badly, is probably around £50. Probably, might be less, might be more. I live in London, everything's expensive. Okay, if I weren't so stingy with my artist, I'd buy her a studio. And I don't have that kind of money, but that's okay. Okay, taking time out for myself is necessary. I'm afraid if I start dreaming, I won't be able to handle the workload. Okay. Okay, I secretly enjoy reading graphic novels. And I paused because there's other things, but I'm like, I'm not secret about that. I'm very clear about some things I read. But I feel like I never talk that I like graphic novels because no one ever is like, hey, I recommend this to you. No one ever reads them. Okay, if I had a perfect childhood, I would have grown up to be something boring. And that really made me giggle. Because in my mind, I'm like, perfect childhood is like white picket fence kind of energy. And I just feel like that's boring. Like, perfect childhood, picture perfect. No, I want fun. I want my dad to send me and dig a hole in the garden. That's so much fun. If it didn't sound so crazy, I would make a band. I don't know. Also thought that was funny. Okay, my parents think artists are cool. My god thinks artists are important. What makes me feel weird about this recovery is I don't feel like there's any progress. Yeah. Okay, learning to trust myself is probably easier said than done. My most cheer me up music is emo tunes. Currently it is. It changes a lot. Okay, and the final one, my favourite way to dress is whimsically. And I feel like I get that a lot. But that's kind of the last thing for this Monday. There's 10 tasks to do. I'm gonna try and do them. It's a lot of lists, and I like lists, but I'm like, I like lists when I don't have to do any thinking, and I just get to be like, hey, it's a list. I'm having fun. But anyway, it's fine. I will check in when I check in. It's currently Wednesday. I've done 2 tasks, or no, I've not done 2 tasks. I've done 1 task, and it was call a friend. But also, every 2 weeks I do call my bestie. So technically it was like a stack of things, but I still called a friend. We had a lovely chat. I think it was like 2 hours. This is literally every 2 weeks. We have a little catch up. Anyway, my next one was going to be in a compass, which I don't want to do, but I will, which is basically like a 1 hour. It's kind of like a brain numbing activity, so like a dish. They also said painting, but I'm gonna go fold all of my clothes because there's so many that I need to, and right now I'm just like shoving them in a drawer. So I'm gonna see how long this takes. If it takes less than an hour of silence myself, I'll then just start like hanging up my clothes because I also need to do that. Maybe I'll organize something. But it's just basically gonna be like clothes in silence, and that's gonna be okay. And I don't want to do it. It's also my day off, and I don't want to do that. I want to go shop. Anyway, I'm gonna go spend 1 hour in silence folding clothes. In my defense, I lasted 45 minutes. But in my defense, like I was just so distracted, and also I folded all my clothes. It was like half hour, which is crazy because I do a lot of clothes, and then I had to dump out all the clothes that I've been showing them about my wardrobe to hang those up. And then along the ways I was like, oh wait, this skirt, someone messaged me about Vinted, so then I need to like try it on. She was like, how long is it? I was like, I don't remember, that kind of thing. And then I was like, oh wait, I have something else I was supposed to post Vinted. I just got very distracted, and also in my mind I was like, this isn't really giving arty, because it's the thing of I love clothes, and I think all I was thinking of like, ooh, I'm going out later, should I wear this or should I wear that, should I go shopping, see if there's something new, like that kind of energy. So I feel like nothing was like artist brain conversations. I feel like it did not hit what it was supposed to hit, and then I was just grumpy, and then like partway through I was like, I should really clean all my clothes out. It was just chores. In my mind it was just chores. It wasn't giving artist, but maybe that's the thing, because like one of the examples was dishes. Firstly, I can't do dishes for an hour. I don't know enough dishes, and also that would be so many dishes. I'm speedy. I always think dishes take like 20 minutes, it's literally 5. That's the kind of speed I'm dealing with. So I don't know. I think the only like revelations I had was just, I need to clean all my clothes out. I need to like do a rehaul of everything, and that was all. There was nothing really arty except me being like, I should transfer that studio, which I'm gonna try today. Nothing to do with my tasks, but I'm like, I need to try and do that today. Anyway, I don't know. This one, I don't know. It was supposed to be my true north. My true north is I need to shop less, but also more, and get rid of things. I don't know. Maybe it was the universe, but after I'd tidied, I went thrifting, and there were so many cute things. So maybe my artist brain activity helped. I don't know. I think I just like, this was one of the new ones. How cute it is. Ignore my pajamas. But maybe there's a connection there. I don't know. Synchronicity, or I just like to shop. Okay, it's Saturday. I did so many tasks yesterday, in my defense. Then do I have to defend myself? Okay, so yesterday I did 5 childhood accomplishments. Yippee. I don't know, I honestly had a hard time thinking, because I feel like I did things. I don't know if they were like accomplishments, but I was in every kind of club. Anyway, my accomplishments was I got grade something in clarinet. I don't know what. I don't know what I made it up to, but I remember multiple times going to the scary place, the scary room with the scary lady with a little clarinet, like humming a tune. Anyway, I did that. I came second in sports day in my team, which was like the team yellow. I don't know. I think that's a good accomplishment. I don't know. Honestly, I was having a stress trying to think of these. Okay, number 3 is I was in choir in primary school, of course. And we like made it on the radio, and that was kind of fun because it was like a school trip to the place. Okay, number 4, my dance team, when I did Irish dancing, love them all. I came first in a competition. I was like, that's pretty sick. And number 5 is I came first, which like it took me a while to like remember this. I think I came first in a bowling competition, and it was like in some kind of like Girl Guidings of all of Bristol, I think, and I came first. I either came first or I like was in the top 3 and I misremember it as I came first. I'm gonna claim that I came first because who's gonna deny me? Who's got the proof? Anyway, those were my accomplishments. That was fun. And then after that, the second part of the task was 5 childhood foods, which I was so excited for. Because then, part 2 is, first I will tell you my foods. Okay. Okay, one of them, they do not exist anymore, but I was actually in the grocery store. When I was little, there were Pringles, but they came in like a tube and they were miniature and they were like in my lunch. And I don't think my parents like let me have crisps a lot or like junk foodie snacks. Not in like an almond parent way, but in like a, I don't like processed foods. Like I never had a Lunchable. Lunchables are not on my list. I also would say sadly, but I don't know if that is sadly. At the time it was sadly, but that's fine. I think to this day I still have never had a Lunchable. I get distracted. Anyway, recently these are new, I guess, but they're basically mini Pringles. They're not the same as back in the day, but they're still good. But I had to pick them up just to be like, is this the childhood snack? It was not. Okay, number 2, they also do not make this, and this is like my favorite one of my favorite memory of Calippo shots. I loved a Calippo shot. I remember being a child enjoying the heck out of them, and that's okay. They don't exist. I'm hoping they're gonna come back sometime in the future. We can only hope. Okay, another one I couldn't find, but I feel like they still exist. But it was Salt and Shake crisps, where it's like you have the crisp and then you get to like rip open a little salt packet, put it in and shake it up. Again, I don't know why, but I just love doing that. It's like a fun activity. Number 4 was a Fab ice lolly, because I love those in the summer as well. I think I was on the Calippo shot kind of energy of like what other good ice creams it is. It's also summer. Fab ice lollies, amazing. Okay, and the final one, which I don't think they exist because I also tried to search for these, but my grandpa in the car used to have like these metal tins of like hard candies, and I loved them. I specifically have the apple flavor. I can't speak. The apple flavor, and I think he got them from Lidl, and I looked in Lidl and they do not have them anymore, so that might also be discontinued. My childhood was not that long ago, but all of these things got discontinued. Probably something happened, too many chemicals, or maybe not enough chemicals, and they're like, we no longer make these fun things. Anyway, those were my 5 foods. I have bought Fabs, but firstly, I may have ate too many snacks already today. I got home, had many snacks, and now I'm not really hungry for dinner, but then I'm like, if I get hungry again, I can't just have a Fab. I need to have actual vegetable grown-up dinner, and then I can have my Fab later. Okay, Fabs freaking slap still. I'm so excited. Another task I did was my childhood room. I drew maybe the worst diagram ever, but okay, I had window, not even bright, but like purple tie-dye curtains that my grandma made. I had them until like maybe last year. I love them. I still love them, honestly. Okay, windowsill had a big old cassette. Also, I was too young for this already. I had like a big cassette and CD like player with giant speakers that I used to play Kate Bush on, and also Katy Perry, bangers. And then I had just a collection of ceramic tiny animals that I used to like organize like a crazy person. But I think those were my mum's, or like someone in the family like donated them to me, and then I hope they're still around somewhere. I need to find where they've gone, but I love them. Okay, my walls were also light blue, of course, as any cool girl had their room. I also had a carpet on the floor. I do not remember anything about this carpet, just that it existed. And I feel like I went through like phases of like different types of carpets. Like my grandma used to like make like tough carpets for me, so maybe it was one of those. I just remember like lying on the carpet reading as a child, but I do not remember anything else. just that existed. Okay, I had my bed typically against the window, which sometimes scared me because then it's like shadows of the trees. Got me. Whole other thing. And then there was a bedspread, which I adored, which had like, it used to be like competition, me and my brother, who gets the fun bedspread, but it had like little jungle animals on it, and it was my favorite thing ever. I hope we still have it somewhere, of just like the fabric maybe I have a craft with. On my Blue Beautiful walls, I had one picture up, one framed little picture of a Pegasus, and it's still on my wall. If it's not on my wall, it's like somewhere in my room still, back home, and I'm obsessed with it. And honestly, I'm like, maybe I need another picture of a Pegasus. I don't know, it was elite. I also swear I had a bookcase somewhere in my room, but I do not remember the location of it. I was also like insane child where I was like, I'm moving all the furniture, and then my parents were like, you're not moving all the furniture, and then they walk in and everything's moved. What else? Okay, I was not really allowed to put things on my walls, but also I had two shelves. Like there was the door that I have like a wall that then goes into a wardrobe, but the wall had like two shelves on. Some of the things I do not remember. I had a few unicorn statues, of course, probably a Pegasus, probably a fairy in there, but I also had this little ballerina girl that like had a little box that you do the thing, and it's like music box. Had a music box in her, and she like bobbed her head, and I think it was Swan Lake, but like I was obsessed with her. I would play that tune all the time. I do not know where she went either. I hope they're just somewhere in like a box in the attic, and one day I will find her and all my little unicorn figures. I'm so obsessed with them. Also, can you tell I was a unicorn girl? Who's to say? Okay, and then the final part of my room was my wardrobe. I loved this so much. My clothes are at the top, and then obviously the bottom half of the wardrobe, I have child clothes. They don't reach the bottom. I had a freaking Barbie dream house in there. It was probably, I don't know, but there was 2 levels. I had my little Barbies in there, and I used to play in there. I also used to be like a little crazy, and I like played Barbies under my bed. Anyway, that was basically my room. There were probably other things I've just forgotten through the years, because my room does not look like that anymore, which is kind of sad, but that's fine. That's life. Then from this, you're supposed to be like, look around your room. Does your room spark joy? My room sparks joy. My room really sparks joy. I love my room. I love putting stuff on my wall, because also as a child I was never allowed to put stuff on my wall. Now I'm putting everything on my wall. The next house I did were 5 traits I liked in myself as a child, which also I struggle to think. I don't know, I think in my brain I'm kind of far removed from her, but also I am her. I don't know. Anyway, okay, 1, she was imaginative, but that's rude. I can't speak. 2, she just played, which again, my problem, my time. Okay, 3, everything was a fun hobby. Again, I was on so many clubs. I was on every team. Not even every team, I don't know. I like competed in cricket. I didn't even like cricket, but I was on the cricket team, and I went on a little bus. Number 4, Diva made an event out of everything, which I still do. But as a child, I specifically remember I don't know if I made, but my whole family did like a Mario Kart tournament, and I made a poster, and I made little brackets of all of us playing, because I think we only had 2 controllers. I was like, everyone, we're doing it, which is so funny, and I wish I kind of kept that. Again, might be in the attic. Okay, and number 5, Diva believed in magic, obviously because she was a unicorn girl, and I still wish I kind of like believed in unicorns like she did. She was just like, oh, if I meet a horse and it likes me, maybe it'll be a unicorn. I also had books about unicorns that like that happened in, and I was like, well, if it's in the book, that could be my life. I can find these unicorns that are secretly horses under the moon. Okay, next was bad habits, which I don't love to think that I have bad habits. I really do. Anyway, basically what it has to do is like list 3 rotten habits and what the payoff is continuing them, which I think I was a bit dramatic on some of these. Anyway, 1 was distracting rather than resting, of course. The payoff is I wrote burnout, chuz, only who lives for work. I mean, am I wrong? I'm not. Okay, number 2 is not eating vegetables enough. I did technically really get scurvy last year because I did not eat vegetables for 2 months, and that's my problem. That's my bad. So the payoff is scurvy, death. Because everyone needs vegetables. Can't just live off vitamins, sadly. Okay, 3 is overspending because I love buying things. I literally bought things like 2 days ago. I loved it. The payoff is being broke. And also just hoarding because I literally don't get rid of anything. My neighbours are very loud. Okay, I've shut my window. 3 more subtle habits, which I think is like the chill ones, which I probably have more than just 3. But okay, 1 is I've got time and systems for work, not play. I'm supposed to say why I do them and how I can break out of them. The no play, obviously the why is I'm a productive mindset girly and I really need to get out of it. Of like, I don't know, toxic vibes of I need to be productive all the time. So I got like all these systems to be like functioning human rather than playing and having fun. So how you break this is obviously do the same thing with fun things. But I think I have the issue of not even academic things, but things of that nature where it's like considered work. There's always a finality to them. Of like, oh, I need to tidy this. Job is done. But creative playthings, there's never a time that it's going to be done. I choose when it's going to be done, and then that stresses me out because I don't want to do that. But that's how I have to break it. Okay, number 2 is preemptively deciding I'm tired, which I've been trying to work on this week because I feel like I just get in this vibe of rotting. But the why I do this, I think is also I then just get to be like baby. I get to be like a little baby and be like, I'm allowed to have TikTok time in my bed because I'm oh so tired, and I don't have to eat vegetables because I need a treat because I'm so tired. Like that's the kind of energy I think I give, which is like, yo, I treat myself. But I don't know, I think it's a lot of brain power to be like, you're tired now, so you have to act tired, so your brain's gonna be tired. But this is what I've been trying to do this week, where it's like that, but the opposite. So I'm self-talking, being like, Ariana, you've got so much energy, you can do anything, you've got all this power and energy, even if I am tired. Like I've only had 1 coffee today, and it's I think nearly 9. I'm full of energy because I wasn't letting myself be like, ooh, I'm so tired. I'm a tired baby. Number 3. This one, it's kind of subtle, but it's kind of not. But I'm really bad with messiness, which is fine, but it's not really. And it's like not looking after the things I have because everything is just kind of on my floor, which I've always been like this since I was a youth. Maybe I need to change, and maybe I can. Okay, I wrote the why is, but it's easier to do nothing, so it's easier to just throw things places and just like not deal with things than it is to do things, which is duh. But I just had to write the why. We all know it's easy to do shit all, and that's okay. I love doing fuck all. But how to break it is, basically I think I need to get rid of some stuff, because I am a max for this. I have so much stuff. Also specifically clothes. Like my clothes folding the other day, I was like, I have got so much stuff. And also me having to fold all this is annoying. But also I don't even like some of these things. So I think that is like route 1. Route 2 is also, I think going through stuff being like, do I like this? Then it can be like in my brain, this thing brings me joy. You want to protect joy. You want to be happy in life. So you need to look after said thing. Instead of just being like, hey, to the floor you go. Which I really do that on a lot of stuff. It's a girl to do. But no, those were my 3 subtle habits. Okay, that's all I've done so far. Okay, I feel like this week I've had so much energy until today, and now I'm just like rotting, and I've got the mobs and I don't want to do anything. But it's Sunday. I've not done my date yet. I'm gonna set a timer for 1 hour because it's supposed to be an hour long, and I'm just gonna see what happens. And if I don't finish my thing, that's fine, because okay, I basically got this giant tote bag. It's huge. I don't know how to show you, I'm too tired. But there's like brands and logos on it, so this was my idea. It was like, I'm gonna put this over and then do a cute little bunny, and then on the other side I cut this out and I'm gonna put this over the logo and do some more cute bunny things. Either I'm gonna paint it or like something else, I don't know, but I'm gonna set 1 hour and I can do this for 1 hour and I will see where it goes because I'm so tired. It is now the end of Sunday and I've technically done my out of date. I spent literally an hour sewing a bag and it was very fun. It's very cute. I have not finished it to a point where I'm like, yay, but I did something and I had time for myself. So I'm saying this counts. And also, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I want to go shower and go to bed. I didn't end up doing a list of friends that nurture you, which Trace served you well. So I feel like I know my friends. I know what's going on there. I did not do number 8, which was list 5 people you admire and 5 people you secretly admire, which I think I thought about, and then I was just like, I'm bored of lists, because the other 2 I did not do were lists. Number 9 was list 5 people you wish you'd met who were dead, and list 5 people who you would like to hang out with for all eternity. I don't know, I think I was just bored of lists, because then number 10 was like compare the lists. I didn't want to do that. I did enough, but I did not do 4 out of 10. So what, a good 6? Higher than average. Yay. Morning pages, I did all of them. There was a really funny morning. I was literally falling asleep, so I only did 1 page. But to my defense, I think I went to bed at 5 because I got in late because I had too many drinks. And then I woke up. I still managed to wake up, did a page of morning pages. I was supposed to do 3, but again, I tried my best. Because by the end of it I was like, oh god, I actually need to get up to go to work. I made my lunch, it was all good, but it was like really funny. I had to keep setting alarms just in case I fell asleep. Because yeah, my writing, not the best, but that day I like cannot, I'm not supposed to reread them, but I literally cannot make any coherent sense about what I was writing. And it's really funny. Anyway, that is the end of all the things I have done. Yes, week 3 is done. I want to go to bed. I feel like all of these ending just, I want to go to bed. This week, energy wise, synchronicity wise, I feel like has been better. Energy has been up. But I don't know. We're gonna see what week 4 does to me. Yay.